who I try to interview are people who are just extremely happy, because I want people to say, well, I need to listen to this person. And you are truly that type of person. So I'm one thing I've been wondering is, how did you get to that? I mean, have you always been happy, or are you just kind of making the plan 10 some odd years before retiring is what got you there, or how did you do it?
I've always been a glasses half full at minimum person. And I don't like being unhappy. You know, some people actually like being unhappy. I mean, there are people like that.
Yeah.
They just complain constantly. I always try to find the positive in something. And I always, if I don't like something, I try to find a way to improve it or make it better. You know? That's just the type of person I am.
One of the creators of the show Seinfeld, Larry David, he got married and he was happy, and he was afraid he wouldn't be funny anymore. So there are people who don't like being happy.
And I've been a planner the majority of my life too.
Oh, you have? So that's just kind of
I like planning things out. Yeah.
Your natural personality?
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you made the plan, and it sounds like you stuck to it.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard sometimes because I really wanted to retire probably 10 years before, but I couldn't afford it.
Right. Well, the money is, I mean, it's not the most romantic way to put it, right? But money may or may not bring happiness, but it's kind of hard to get the happiness if you don't have the money, right? Because then you don't have the flexibility. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm basically living the same lifestyle that I did when I was working, except now, actually, I probably have a little more money because I don't have the debt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you have more money than you did when you...
I mean, more discretionary money, you know?
Right.
I mean, I made more money then, but I mean, it was eaten up with taxes and, you know.
Wow, that is the dream, to have more discretionary income in retirement.
And you'd be surprised how, your bills really should only be X, but then all of a sudden, you know, you want everything and you spend all the money. It's funny how that happens.
Right.
Because tomorrow's not promised to you. You know, it really isn't. So I joke with James and I tell him I want my last check to bounce because I'm enjoying myself.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, my mom recently bought some jewelry that I think was probably nicer than she would normally let herself buy. Mm-hmm. And she almost seemed like she felt bad about it. And I was telling her, you're the one who earned this money. You should be spending it, you know?
Exactly. Well, you know, in September of last year, I went on vacations with my childhood friend who I knew from the age of 5, Wendy, and my college friend, Denise. And we were celebrating our birthdays. And our motto was, if not now, when? Do you spend it? Go ahead and spend it. We worked all this time to save money so that we could have a nice retirement. And we're here, so spend.
Exactly. Otherwise, what was the point?
What was the point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely
You're going to
agree.
leave it for somebody who's going to go through it like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't appreciate it.
I know. Well, yeah, if you're not the one who worked for it, it's
right.
Doesn't have the same value. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you said you wanted to retire before you were able to. At what age were you able to retire? So
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Edit that out.
Okay, we can take that out. I was going to say, you're only 45 now, so how did you do that? Okay. Well, one thing, some people when they retire, they have to recreate their identity or, you know, rebrand, as a marketing person might say. But you seem like someone who already had that figured out, and you just kind of continued it, but with a better daily and weekly schedule.
I was raised to be my authentic self, and I'm even more so now. I remember, you may have to edit some of this, but I remember when I was in a Bible study, and I was probably in my 40s, I think. And I remember this older woman, she was in her 70s, and she said, the good thing about getting older, you can say whatever the hell you want. And that's what I feel.
Yeah.
I'm who I am. I'm going to say whatever I want.
Yeah.
Some people will like me, some people won't. But guess what? It was going to be that way anyway.
Exactly.
I may as well be myself.
Right.
And make me happy. Why should I be trying to make everybody else happy and myself miserable?
Yeah. Man, I'm going to start living this way. You've inspired me. I spend too much time thinking, what did I say? Was it okay?
And another thing, when I was a teenager, my mother used to tell me, never envy anybody for what they have, because you don't know what they did to get it, and you don't know what they're doing to keep it.
Right.
And, so that's just my background.
That's right. I may have seen you in your BMW and thought, well, she's not happy. And I was wrong.
Right. Right. You have to make yourself happy.
Yeah.
Can't rely on other people to do it for you.
No. Mm-hmm. Do you have any tips? I mean, I have a bunch of questions about specific tips, but I know you study up on airline loyalty, credit card points. You even register with the U.S. State Department if you're going to go on a foreign trip, I think. Mm-hmm. Do you have any specific tips on people that don't really know much about it, but love traveling?
Well, I mean, for example, if a person, likes the beach and stuff and all inclusive, the best places, most people go to Jamaica or Dominican Republic or Mexico, because Mexico's probably the least expensive, and they have a lot of choices in terms of all inclusives.
Okay.
I usually book things during shoulder season because you're going to get better rates and it's not as crowded. And the shoulder season's going to be in between low season and high season. So it's like the middle season.
Oh. Mm-hmm. So that's the shoulder season, and then the other season would be like the neck?
Yeah, right. The shoulder the shoulder season's the time I like to book. Because you get, it's a better value.
Right.
Yeah.
That's, I think, what I would want to do. I don't want to go when everyone's there and it's less of a experience. Yeah. Okay.
And then if you're in a city, like, for example, people living in Atlanta, Delta is here. And I fly Delta everywhere. I'm part of their loyalty program. So I get a lot of SkyMile points. And those points either help reduce the price of the trip or, it pays for the trip. All I may have to pay is taxes, which can be as low as $12.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's important and getting credit cards that, like, I have the Delta American Express cards that I put everything on. I have 2 credit cards, a Delta Reserve card that I get extra points, and I can use the Sky Club lounges. I'm very spoiled now.
Yeah.
And then I use the Chase Sapphire Reserve card that also gets me into lounges, but I also can get travel off of their travel portal at, using points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because in January, I'm going to go to the Galapagos Islands off of Ecuador.
Wow.
And the hotel will be paid for with my Chase card, the points from my Chase card. And then the flight into Ecuador, I'll have enough Delta SkyMile points to pay for that. So that trip is basically free.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. except for the activities.
Right, but that's
And
doable.
then, like this past, I don't know if they're going to do this every year, but Delta Sky Mile points were worth 40% more on Cyber Monday, the Monday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And that trip to Australia, of course, I paid a fraction of what I would, of course, because I stayed at very nice hotels, and 4- and 5-star hotels, and I went business class, with the flatbed.
Yeah.
Sleep.
That's a game changer, I would think. I've never done it.
And if you get medallion status with a airline, you get a lot of perks. You get upgrade certificates for domestic travel, as well as you can get them for international travel. So, for example, now with my Delta status, which is Diamond, I'll purchase domestically and, going into Central and some parts of South America, I'll purchase a main cabin seat, but immediately I can upgrade to Comfort Plus, and then I'd say 80% of the time or more, I get upgraded to first class, but only paid for a main cabin seat. Yeah.
Wow. Wait, why do they upgrade you? Just because
of my medallion status. When you're in the loyalty program, there's certain silver is the lowest, and then you get gold, and then platinum, and then diamond. And with each category, you get more and more. So the silver, you basically get free luggage check-in. Gold, you'll get a little more. I don't even remember what you get with gold. Platinum, you purchase main cabin and you automatically get upgraded to comfort, starting at the platinum level. And then you can get regional certificates to upgrade even more. And then diamond, there's a host of benefits you get with diamond, one of which is upgrade certificates for transatlantic flights, like when I go to Australia.
Right.
So, for example, when Australia, for that first class ticket, if I had bought it alone without a package, it was something like $11,000.
Oh my God.
But I used the upgrade certificate, and I did a package through Delta Vacations, and that whole trip, 4 hotels, because I flew into Sydney, went to Cairns, where the Great Barrier Reef is, and went to Melbourne, and then came back through Sydney to come home. It must have cost me maybe $6,000, where the airfare alone, if I, didn't have all those things, would have been $11,000 just for the airfare.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, I love it.
Yeah.
And I love figuring out stuff.
Well,
I sit home at night. How can I do this?
It's like a riddle. It seems like a riddle that you figure out.
Right.
And so if people want to do this, is the best way to contact you or
Yes,
okay.
of course.
How would they contact you?
They can contact me, Ingrid, at easyworldtravel.biz.
Okay. Okay, so that's the place to go because you've got it all figured out. I don't even know if these loyalty programs have an annual fee or if they're free.
No, the loyalty programs are free.
They're free.
The credit cards have a fee.
A fee, but it's probably like only $100 a year or something. I'm
No,
guessing.
it depends. The ones I use are like $500, but all the benefits you have to, because of the type of traveler I am, it pays for itself.
Right, and then some.
Because I travel so much. If I didn't travel so much, I would have started. I did start with a lower level Delta credit card that doesn't have a fee.
Oh, okay.
It depends on the amount of travel you do.
So the lower level ones, you still get some perks
Yeah.
and you pay less. And then if you decide that traveling is your core pursuit, then you upgrade, kind of like you did.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well said.
Wow. Thank you.
Well, if I'm home for any length, like a week or two, I'm itching to go somewhere else.
Really?
So I
In
said, and
that
I'll
short
say,
amount of time, you're ready to get out.
because when I got back from Jamaica in June, I said, you know what, I'm going to stay home this summer until I go to Ghana in October. And then I said, because I actually changed the trip to New York. I had canceled that. And I said, you know what? I have some points. I'm going to go to St. Martin. I booked it.
Wow.
And then, just like that. And then I said, I had some more points. I said, okay, I don't have anything to do in August. I'm going to go to Mexico. I can do it. Why not? And that's what I love.
Yeah.
I love doing it, so why shouldn't I?
Exactly. There was no reason not to.
No reason not to. I could be dead tomorrow. I don't know.
Oh, no, don't say that. I guess any of us could be. But
right, any of us could be.
Well, okay, this is the amount that you're traveling. Now we're going to get into a little of the, there's a Puerto Rican word called bochinche, which is the gossip. So you said that traveling so much has ruined your love life.
Yeah, it has.
Tell me about that.
A man I was seeing for many years, he didn't like to travel, and he was actually scared to travel. And, it really changed when I started traveling a lot, so we're not seeing each other anymore. Didn't work out.
He didn't like to travel? Is that what you said?
No, I mean, there were some other issues, too.
Oh, okay. We'll list them, and then we'll reach out to him. No. Okay.
But, yeah. And I'm gone so much that it's hard to really start a relationship here in Atlanta. But who knows? Maybe I'll meet somebody on one of my trips who loves to travel like me.
Well, it goes back to what you said.
That would be wonderful.
You're who you are. So if they don't love to travel, they weren't going to enjoy. You weren't going to have fun with them anyway.
No, that's right.
So if you meet someone who loves to travel, it seems like you're all set.
I'm all set, and that has to be a prerequisite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Don't even say hi to them. The first question is, do you like to travel?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, okay, then I'll talk to you.
Then I can say hi.
Yeah. Well, what about on the trips? Do you ever meet people in other countries, or there's too much going on?
I think because of my banking career too, it's easy for me to talk to people and stuff like that. So a woman traveling alone, it's very easy to meet people. Matter of fact, I meet more people when I'm alone than when I'm with others, because when you're with others, you're talking to each other.
Yeah.
But people will reach out to you and talk to you and, want to spend time with you. And usually when I go to a destination, one of the first things I do is I'll sign up for like a walking tour.
Oh, okay.
And lots of times you meet people on the walking tour and, they want to do things and stuff like that. So.
So you end up maybe going out to dinner
right
after the tour or something.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider that do you join social groups either at home or on your trips or?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay. But it sounds like you still sort of do it manually, like maybe not an official group, but you meet people that leads to that. Right. Okay. Because we find community is kind of important. It's hard to just be alone. I mean, some people can. Well,
of course, I've lived in Atlanta for a long time, so I have I have family here and friends. So I do have a community here. But even when I travel by myself, you can be around people I can be around people as much as I want or not. It just depends.
Yeah. And if
I've never been the type of person that had to be around people all the time. I'm just not that person.
Right. Even you do seem very social, but it sounds like you don't have to have that all the time.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need my downtime too.
Right. I'm the
my
same. If I
space.
go to a
Yeah.
party, I need a week to sit alone.
Well, not a week.
Okay, maybe a day. It sounds
But
like you
even
don't
as
really.
a child, I was like that too. Yeah.
Oh, you were more of an introvert as a child, or
No, I was social, but I was very comfortable being by myself too, entertaining myself.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, it sounds like you don't really feel a whole lot of limitations in retirement. And in fact, you seem to
No.
have less than you did when you were working.
Yes, for sure.
How would you suggest other people get to that point?
Well, I think first is that they have to want it, because I have friends who are still working, and for whatever reason, that's their life, and they'll probably die at the job. They don't want to leave the job.
Okay.
You know, so if you want to retire, it's a good idea to know ahead of time what are some of the things you're going to do in retirement. How will your days look? Because it is a difference. I
Yeah.
mean, after 2 or 3 weeks, you realize you're not on vacation.
Right. I think some people, right, they think, oh, I don't have to work. I can just watch TV and love it. But that doesn't really.
Yeah,
lead to-
no, yeah, you have to get it. You have to have some type of purpose, something to do that you really enjoy.
Yeah. And yours.
And I do have friends who retired who, you call them, I call them and, how are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, nothing. I'm watching TV. And it's the same thing. Oh, you probably need to edit that part too.
No. This is good. This is actually good for me. I need to not do that myself.
But that's what they want. And it's all about you and what you choose to do.
Yeah. Right. Well, I guess if someone dies at their desk, if they love doing that, that's one thing. But if they just had no other purpose, so they didn't know what to do, that's another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people, they just have no vision.
Yeah. But your vision was always there. Or
I'm
if
a
not,
visionary.
you're a visionary. I could tell when I saw you. You just had that look. You so when you always had that, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna travel. I mean,
I've
that was
always
just
been very independent. I like doing my own thing. Whoever likes it, good. If you don't, good.
good. There were so many people in Queens when you were growing up thinking, who's that confident person that's walking around? And now at Sandy Springs, everyone's just amazed.
I had wonderful parents who I'm very thankful for. They've passed on now, but I'm very thankful for them as parents.
It sounds like they instilled you with all the tools.
Yeah, they were really great.
And in fact, your mom was she inspired you to travel in the first place.
Oh,
I think.
yes, she loved traveling. She traveled up until her mid-80s.
Wow.
When her health started to decline and she couldn't travel anymore.
And the two of you traveled a lot together?
Oh, yeah. She was my travel companion.
Oh, wow. That is just, that's so
She
great.
introduced me to traveling.
So she sort of took you on the first trip and that's when it kind of hit you.
Yeah, we had fun. She was a very lively person. Yeah, very lively. I'm a lot like her.
Yeah, I was going to say the apple didn't fall too far from the tree.
Yeah, she was funny. We used to have a lot of laughs.
Well, you said that you wake up every morning in a thankful mood because you just feel so content and blessed.
I really do. I'll say to myself, or out loud, I'm talking to myself, I guess, and I'll say, oh, I'm just so happy. I thank God every day. I really do.
Is there something you can say to someone who wants that and doesn't have the same confidence as you? They're wondering how they get it.
Just try to do little things at a time. You don't have to, take big giant steps. For example, if you don't have anybody to travel with, or you're curious about traveling alone, if just go away for the weekend somewhere, nearby, and start that way to kind of get out of your comfort zone. But if not now, when? Because my thinking always has been, okay, I'm going up the hill, and then when I'm 50, I'm at the top of the hill, and then the descent starts, not in a bad way, but then, the descent starts. So, you have to, you have to go up the hill and be at the top, and then start to descend down and do things you enjoy.
Yeah. The descent down can be, rolling downhill is more fun than struggling to get up the hill. So, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it. That's very good. Yeah.
There's the story of Sisyphus who kept pushing the rock uphill and then down. I don't know if he was doing it right, but it sounds like you are.
I hope so. I'm enjoying, and if I'm not, I'm happy that I don't know I'm not.
Well, what's the difference? If you think you are, I think you are.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But everybody has to choose their own way to be happy in retirement, for sure. Because everybody has different, like the friends I grew up with, they don't like traveling like I travel. They like having a house on the beach, or, on Martha's Vineyard or something, and, going and, staying at one place or another that they own. That's wonderful, but that's not me.
Right.
But that works for them.
So find what works for you and
find
go get
what
it.
works for you and go get it.
Yeah.
Because time is moving on. We don't know how much time we have, so go for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants specific info on travel, where do they go again?
Ingrid at easyworldtravel.biz. Ingrid at easyworldtravel.biz. B-I-Z.
Okay. Well, Ingrid, thank you so much for being a guest on The Happiest Retirees. We really were lucky to get you.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. All right. Well, keep sending me a postcard on your next trip.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.